Hello everyone. For today's video, we're talking captions. The brand new text panel in Premiere Pro CC 2021 makes it incredibly easy for you to automatically create captions and subtitles. So here we are in Adobe Premiere Pro, and the first thing we need to do is create a transcript. So to get to our Captions Workspace, if you're already in the editing workspace, you can come up here to the top and click on Captions. And what you should see is the Essential Graphics panel over here on the right. And you should see a text window with these three buttons here. If you don't see the text window, come up here to Window and click on Text. So now that we're in the Captions Workspace, we need to create a new captions track. Click on that. The new captions track window comes up here, and we are going to be selecting a format of subtitle. That's the one you'll use mostly, and that's the default. And for style, right now it's none because we haven't created a style yet. And if you are going to be using styles from other projects, this is where you would select it. I'm going to say OK. So now in the timeline, you see you have a subtitle track right here. And now we need to add a caption segment. So if we click on this plus right here, you see an area where we can start typing in our caption. And notice also we have a caption segment that was created for us down here on the timeline. And so what you would do is put your playhead back to the beginning of your timeline, double click into your window up here and type in, I'm just going to paste it in here, the first line of my video here.
In this video, we're taking a look at the Samsung T7 external solid state hard drive.
And you can click on your captions segment in the timeline and you can extend that or move it around any way you like. So I'll play this back again.
In this video, we're taking a look at the Samsung T7 external solid state hard drive.
But that's going to take a while to go through your whole project and type in each line as you hear it. What Premiere Pro allows you to do is to automatically create your transcript. So let's do that. So I'm going to delete this subtitle track here. So all we need to do for Premiere Pro to create our captions automatically is to first click on this transcribe sequence button. And this is our create transcript window. If you had used the essential sound panel to tag any of your audio tracks as a dialogue, this first option would be highlighted. But if not, you can just use the audio on track, and either mix will work, or if you know your audio is on track 1, choose audio 1. If you only want to transcribe a certain portion of your audio track, you can mark your in and out point and select this option here. Down here, if you want your transcript to recognize different speakers, you can click on this option here. And of course, you can select any one of these languages here. We're going to select English, and we're going to say transcribe. Now, this is going to take a little while because it is going up into the cloud, and it's going to come back down to your computer with your transcription. So now you have your transcript, and as you play your video back,
in this video, we're taking a look at the Samsung.
You can see that the words are highlighted in blue as it plays through the video. And you can edit your transcript. One option, you can edit your speaker names here. If you need to edit your transcript at any point, you can just click in any of these areas and edit it. You can also search on words you may want to replace if you know, like in this case, I would like to change the words T7 instead of T in the word 7 to T7, so I can search, and it highlighted all the instances of that word, and I can use my arrows to go down in my transcript all the locations where that is occurring, and I can click this replace button right here, and if I want to put in T7 like that, I can say replace all, and it replaced all the occurrences of T space the word 7 with T7. And if I want to split any of the transcript into sentences, all I have to do is click on the first word of the next sentence and then click the split segment button. So here's the split segment button. Just click that and it put it down on another line, and it also has the correct timestamp of where that's at. So like I say, you can go through your entire transcript and you can play your video and correct all of your transcript right here. So now that we have our transcript created and done a little bit of editing, let's create the captions. Click on the Create Captions button up here, and here's the Create Captions options. So we want to create our captions from the sequence transcript. subtitle default. We're going to keep that. Format, subtitle, style, unless we've created a style and exported it from another project, we're going to say none. And we have some other options here that we should probably keep the defaults to. Down here, this is an interesting option here for choosing single line or double line. I'm going to keep double lines selected, and now I'm going to click create. So that should take a couple of minutes. So now you have a subtitle track on your timeline with the captions segments. And as you play your video, now you see that your captions appear. Up here in your transcript window, you can see that as it's playing, it's highlighted in blue. If you want to edit your captions, you can either click in the text window up here and edit them here. You can also click in your program window and edit them here. It's probably easier to do it in your text window up here. You can move your caption segments around. You can also adjust the size, make them bigger, move them around. Now you have the option to visually change the location and duration of the subtitle. And at this point, if you want to export your captions as an SRT file or a text file, you can do that up here. If you're getting value out of this so far, hit that like button and consider subscribing. So you can stylize your captions. You can use the Essential Graphics panel and edit the text of your subtitle track. So I'm going to put my playhead on this first segment right here. And notice over here on the Essential Graphics panel, it's in the edit. And right here, it's got the actual text in that segment that we're looking at. One thing you might want to do is change the font. I'm going to change the font to something like Avenir. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Oh, let's say something like 55. And you have all these options to center the text in your window. Right justify it, left justify. I'll keep it as center. You can change the position of the text. You can bring it up high, middle of your track. So I'm going to select down here at the bottom. You have options for fill text. If you want background, I think I'm going to take the shadow off, change the background, and I'm going to change it to black and say okay. So you have all these options to change the font and color of your text. Coming back up here to track style, so you can create a reusable track style for captions. Click on track style right here where it says none and say create style. I'm just going to say style text 1 and say okay. All those changes we made to the text and the font is saved in a style, and it's over here in our project panel. If I move my playhead over to the next panel here, and this style should now be applied to the whole track. What I like to do is click on this push to track or style, and this window comes up and it says push to all captions on track. So I'm going to say okay. So that guarantees that that style is applied to the whole track. Now, since that style I created is over here in the project panel, I can right click on that and it says export text styles. So if I want to use this style in another project, I can save it somewhere on my hard drive. One thing to note at this point, since you have your captions created, you can click on captions, and where these three dots are, you can export to an SRT file. You can save it somewhere on your computer, and you can use that SRT file when you upload your video, say to YouTube. So if somebody creates an SRT file for this video from another product, I can bring it into Premiere Pro. So let me delete this track here, and I'm going to put my playhead at the beginning of this video. I'm going to click on import captions from file and go to where that SRT file is on my computer. Say import, and it's going to give me my new caption track. I want format subtitle, and I could choose any of these points here where to start. I'm going to choose playhead position and say okay. And so this is how you can import an SRT file that was created from this video from another product. And the same thing with that style file. I can import that. Say if I create a style in another project and go to where that is on the computer, say import, I can come up here to track style, and there's the style that I just imported, and I'm going to make sure that I apply that style across all captions on the track. Another way that you can make use of your captions track that you just created is in your export process. So when I'm exporting my project, if I choose all the options here that I want to choose, when you have all your video options selected and you come over here to captions, Because you have a captions track here, you need to pay attention to this when you're exporting, because the default is burn captions into video. That might be good if you're using your video on Instagram or any other platform that you don't have an opportunity to attach an SRT file to it. This is a good option to burn in your captions into the video. The next option, create Sidecar file. This means that it is going to create or use your SRT file. And if you click subrip subtitle format, it's going to create a subtitle file for you, or an SRT file, so that when you export your video, you have a separate SRT file at this point. So you just say export and you have your video plus your SRT file. Remember, the other option, the default, is to burn it into the video. So be careful here after you've created your captions that you check to make sure that it's not going to burn into your video if you don't want it to. And the last thing you want to check here is include SRT styling. So that style that you created earlier, it's going to include that in your SRT file. If you want to know more about Adobe Premiere Pro, click or tap on one of the videos on the screen now. If you haven't already, subscribe, like, and share this video. Thanks for watching. And remember, it's never too late to learn. See you in the next video.